Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic to have you here because we are building ourselves one behemoth of a forge, one gigantic steel heating machine. And this is just going to be awesome. We're putting all the bells and whistles on it, so I'm very excited. Before we jump back into this, now we need to do a good bit of planning. I want to thank today's sponsor, which is NordVPN. It is a virtual private network that is all about keeping you safe by acting as an intermediary between you and the websites you browse, encrypting the data that then gets sent to you. It's a great service. It's going to keep you safe, and you can get 75% off a 3-year plan when you go to nordvpn.com/forge and use coupon code FORGE at checkout. Using that coupon code is going to get you an extra month for free. Thank you guys for watching. Let's jump on in. We've got to do some planning. We've got to work out how we're going to make all this happen because there's some plumbing stuff involved, and we're no plumbers. So, with the burner, we bought all of these other accessories. And now they're all broken. Now they're all broken. We have a big old blower like this. We have this doohickey Mawatsit, this doohickey, this thingamaddoo with some copper hose, or pipe. Copper hose.
Pipe, Francis.
I need more coffee. Will, is there coffee in the coffee pot?
Oh, no, it's all gone.
Okay, I got coffee. And while getting coffee, I printed off the stuff from the website where we bought this burner so that we can have a look-see. This printed very badly. Look at that print. I need to print it again. Okay, 15 minutes later, we got it printed. So this is the blower, the air mixer's over here. Air pressure switch? Okay. Air pressure switch. This is the power box, solenoid valve, gas needle valve, gas shutoff valve. Now, why is it that we have all these toys? Well, it's because part of us wanting to make a safe forge is we want this thing to shut off the gas flow when there is no air. Because if there is an electrical outage and the blower stops blowing, we're just gonna be pumping gas through the system, and that gas is obviously a huge fire risk. We want to make sure that it's all controlled, and the best control that we can have with a forge is when it is firing through the burner, because all of this here is fireproof. If that air shuts off, the gas is going to be going everywhere, flooding out the workshop, causing a huge fire risk. So part of all this is we need to work out what are the supplies that we need extra to get air from the blower into here, gas into here, with it flowing through all of our safety features. This is going to take some thinking, so we're going to just do that. Okay, so we've planned out what it is that we need, and I now have a shopping list to go get some plumbing parts, go get some wire and things like that. We've been sketching on the floor, we've been sketching on notepads and iPads, and we've got it all dialed down pretty well. Now, while I run that errand, Will is gonna be working on this. What you gonna do, Will?
Well, first we're gonna do 2 inches of K-wool ceramic blanket. Then I'll be building a mold that fills up the negative space in here and pouring in some medium density castable refractory. So we've got that K-wool in there now, ready to form the mold so we can pour in that castable refractory. I'm wondering if we even need to go as heavy duty as steel. I think we might be able to get away with something as simple as just cardboard. It's not gonna be a super wet mix, and so I'm not really worried about the cardboard like getting saturated or anything like that. So I think we might just go with cardboard for it. Oh, here it is. Cardboard covered in duct tape to make it waterproof. Bada bing, bada boom. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna mix up a full another 20 pounds of that. We've got one side pretty much completely done. We've got another about 1.5 inches or so that we need to build up on the top of it. And then the other side, I just packed it down so that I know it met in the middle. So we need to build up that entire other side and the top of it. So I'm gonna mix up another full 20 pounds and slap it in there.
I am back from the errands, ran around, couldn't find a propane regulator at all, but finally made it to Ace. We picked ourselves up a bunch of fittings. We're gonna have to strip the galvanize off this with some vinegar. We've got the rest of the stuff. I'm extremely thrilled to see that already we have the medium density castable board in the forge. This is awesome. It is starting to look like a forge.
It sure is.
This is what we want.
Hey, Alec.
A forge. What's up?
Why are you like this?
Put this in your pipe and smoke it.
I think I'm gonna need an extension to think of another pun.
I actually have a couple more puns ready to go.
Oh, exactly.
Right, let's put it together. It is the next day. The medium density castable refractory has done most of its curing, which means that now it is time for us to peel it all away. Woo, here we go. Clamps off, clamps off. Ah! Oh.
Oh.
That looks pretty, oh shoot.
That doesn't look good.
That's a problem. We've got a problem with this, which is that refractory did not at all get into the bottom of this.
Or underneath.
Shoot.
I thought I had packed it into the bottom pretty well. Apparently not. I do, however, think that we could take more of it and pour it in here, honestly. This is such a grippy texture and there's so many pockets for it to hold on to.
So we have no idea if this is gonna work, but what we're gonna do, because, you know, one way or the other, the worst case scenario is we have to rip all this stuff out. We have a little bit more of this refractory. We are going to mix it up and we're gonna slather it in on that funky surface, and hopefully it stays. If it doesn't, we've got to break it out anyway and do it all over again. So it's the next day, and the extra little slab of medium density refractory insulation has set up enough that I think we should be able to flip it over.
It's feeling pretty solid in there. I don't think we're gonna have any issues with it.
I'm still a little nervous.
There's so much porosity that we pressed it into that it like dovetailed itself in there. Let's bring it back and then roll it over.
Okay. Oh boy, and down. There we go. Okay, maybe we'll flip it around once.
Nope, we had it the right way.
We had it the right way.
Good thing it's nice and light.
Yeah, light, super light. It's roomy.
It is.
What are you doing, Will?
It fits.
With the forge now upright, we need to get these bolts back to the point that is going to accept our ribbon burner. The trouble is they've kind of seized up a little bit, so we're gonna use some heat. This is one stubborn nut. It will just not give up the ghost and come free off of this thing. Yep, we definitely got to cut and re-weld that bolt. Okie dokie, here's what's going on. Will has managed to cut off 3 of those bolts. We have 3 more bolts degalvanizing in some vinegar. What he's now gonna do is make a little clearance for our blower pipe, re-weld on those bolts since they were all stripping and not being so cooperative. Down here, I'm working on a piece of OSB wood so that we can put that down there and then mount all of this equipment to that piece of wood, as well as mounting some of the electrical stuff that we need to mount too. Our electrician is hopefully going to be coming by pretty soon to sort out the wiring on all of that, and so pretty shortly, like really soon, we're going to be able to light up this forge. Exciting, exciting. We have put a high temperature primer up. We have also put a high temperature matte black paint on this puppy. It's looking good. We also have our piece of OSB ready to accept all the rest of the fun stuff. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna screw our burner onto the rest of our piping assembly, and then all of this is gonna go mount on to the side of the forge. Okay, we got in large the holes. Okay, we got the holes enlarged, but we ran into a slight order of operations error. What we're actually now gonna do before putting it all in is we're gonna take some of this stuff here. This is Satanite.
It reflects heat better than either of those castables, and it just means that it'll seal up all of the pores and stuff like that.
And smooth it all off and make it neat looking.
Got our mixing spoon.
That's a beautiful chef's knife, Will.
Mixing spoon.
A little bit of water.
So we've got it to the consistency that we wanted, this kind of clayish, goopy stuff, and we're just gonna slab it on in here, kind of coat all of these walls, seal up all that texture, get it looking nice and smooth.
We've got a lot of this stuff in place. We're waiting on our electrician to arrive to put some more of the fancy stuff. Just to run you down how this is all gonna work, we have the blower blowing air through this pipe here into this chamber. But now over here runs our fuel line. We're using liquid propane gas, same gas that we use in the normal Venturi forges that we've been using in the past. That propane gas is coming through this solenoid here, up, around, through this needle valve, after this ball valve, and it mixes in here with that blown air to hopefully create the right mix of fuel and air to get the right flame. We'll be able to adjust it, but what this solenoid is doing is making sure that if there is no airflow, if this blower stops, it shuts off the gas flow, so it makes it a much safer unit. Now, waiting for the electrician to do that stuff, first thing that we want to see is, does the blower turn on? Does the air even get up there? So, turn it on. The blower is definitely turning on. And oh yes, there's some air flowing through there. And it's really nice and quiet too. We might put a little box over that to quieten it up some more, but for now, it's great. Okay, so we've got our electrician here working on the forge. Now, meanwhile, we're gonna do a little bit of a reorganization in the forging area. Now, obviously, with the cavalry saber, we haven't done a whole lot in this area in terms of forging. And so, of course, we're updating the forge with a bigger, better version. We've also just gotta kind of get this workspace how it's gonna be. We've got to move the anvils to where we want them, work out where we're gonna want the forge, and just tidy up, because it's a little bit of a mess right now. So we're gonna do a little organization. This is truly a thrilling moment. We're about to get this sorted. Let me show you how this works. We have a main switch, and then we have a switch that we need to press to start. This switch allows the blower to start and begin delivering pressure into this pressure sensing switch. Once that blower's started, we can release this switch because this has pressure, and this then comes back, sends a message to this bad boy, allowing this to be open to have gas flow through here. Some fancy technology. It all looks beautiful thanks to the help of our electrician, and it means that we can now give it just a little bit of a first go, because we still have to wait for that Satanite and the refractory to cure a little bit. So we're just gonna get the flame going, get that excitement, and know that this forge turns on. So here we go. I'm gonna turn it to the on position. We're gonna get the blower started. We have this shut off a good deal, so very little air is getting in. We can open the propane. We're then going to open up the valve, and hopefully... Oh my goodness! We've got a flame! Woo! We've got a flame! Oh my goodness! That is beautiful! We have a forge! That is thrilling! Did you see the flame coming from that thing?
That was a massive flame.
And we got to finish this off with just one slow-mo clip of lighting this forge.
I think we just might have to.
So since that last clip, we've done a little more organizing. This is about where we've got that forge sitting there in the middle. We've got that little anvil swage block that we never ever use, leaving some nice open space here so that it's still not too far of a trek to the power hammer, not too far of a trek to the forge, but kind of safe enough to not be making us trip over too easily. Now, I'm sorry that we're not bringing the forge up to full temperature, so be sure that if this is your first time watching, you hit subscribe so you can see the future videos where we get this thing rocking. It is sure to be a beast of a forge, but the reason we're not bringing it up to full temperature is we do need to make sure that we give it that time to cure, and over tomorrow we're going to be gently ramping up that heat inside there to get it to that full forging temperature. Anyway, as we round out the video, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, which has been longtime sponsor NordVPN. Now, NordVPN, it's a virtual private network service. So what they do is by having over 5,000 servers in 61 plus countries, they offer you the opportunity to make the websites that you browse thinking you're browsing from one of these servers. It gives you that extra level of security and anonymity when it counts to keep you safe. Then what happens is those servers encrypt the data that is received from the website and send it back to you, where the apps available for iOS, Android, Mac, and PC will automatically de-encrypt that data, allowing you to browse the web completely uninterrupted. You're not going to be finding your speeds are going to be reduced. NordVPN isn't going to do any data logging. And the best thing is it's risk-free because they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. One of the things that I love about NordVPN is that, sometimes streaming services are going to offer you different content based on where you are in the world. So if you want to catch up on your favorite show and you're traveling, well, sometimes you can't do that if you're in a foreign country. With NordVPN, it's as simple as going on their interactive map, picking another country, and hitting connect. Their VPN is so powerful, in fact, that it even bypasses the Great China Firewall. So be sure to get yourself protected and enjoy those great perks of having a virtual private network on up to 6 devices at a time. So you can use it, a family member can use it. And it's as simple as going to nordvpn.com/forge to get a phenomenal deal. You're going to get 75% off a 3-year plan when you go there, and you're also going to get 1 extra month for free when you use code FORGE at checkout. That helps support this show, which is fantastic. Thank you, Nord, longtime sponsor. That also helps get you protected when you're browsing the internet. Thank you all so much for watching. I cannot wait to get this forge fired up. It has been a pleasure as always. Huge congrats to Will on his great job doing the bulk of that fab work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.